Take three. Hey, what's up, G?
Zach G mixed it.
Hey, it's the art of revolution.
Push the masses away from the media. Every day it's a new distraction from what matters to me. And to get the public together to speak in front of the theater with a microphone dangling, Congress tied up and they hearing us like, hey y'all, I'm holding this microphone like a K-Dog. And with this A-y'all, I kick the revolution way off. Today's the day, dog. They ain't like us, I'm quoting K-Dog. I'm from the days of face-to-face conversations like, hey, wait up. The fake is blatant, we ain't the racist. The claim is baseless, they taking face pics. The trade for information, take away your simple basics. The day-to-day Satan worship is taking place. It's your chance to speak your mind and probably your last time. Time is running out, we hustle every day for peace of mind. Chief and grind, that's what I'm saying when I'm out here getting mine. Get in line, the time to make a difference is not. Push, pull, push, pull. Push out the evil and pull in the truth. I know you got something to say and now's your time to say it, dude. Like push, pull, push, pull. Push out the evil and pull in the truth. I know you got something to say and now's your time to say it, dude. Like.
Welcome to Art of Revolution. I got Flat Earth Dave, the man, the myth, the legend, the Flat Earth savant, I guess, on here, and we're gonna get into this flat earth stuff. See, now I don't know, again, I'm not a flat earther, and that's because I have never thought about it. And the thing for me is why is it, and I know you've got these questions probably 1,000 times, but why is it important and why hide it? I don't understand what the big deal is, really, you know.
So, I rate I judge people. I'm just gonna say it on how quick they get to why the lie, because that actually shows that you're ready to understand that it's a real thing. Because people like boats over the horizon, explain sunset seasons, and then when all that's taken away from you, you go, well, why would you lie? So you normally like going in and showing all the evidence. Like if you walked into a room and there was a whole bunch of dead cats murdered, okay, right? And you don't go, well, I don't believe they're dead. What's the motive? You go, holy crap, there's dead cats here. So I'm going to show you all the dead cats today.
All right. Let's
the second time I use this dead cat analogy, I'm like, I'm not going to like it. All right.
It's just a trip, especially looking into it, because I'm kind of crash coursing as best I can with what time I have. And I've always been, again, super interested in the Admiral Byrd interviews. And I know the diary was, from what I understand, fictional, but it's, even as a young guy, like imagining these places that he went to that he said were actually there that none of us have ever heard of, and that he wound up getting silenced, I guess, or he silenced himself and retracted it in one of the interviews. I don't remember.
Well, he and Admiral Byrd did an interview on the news that there's more land on the other side of the South Pole, bigger than the United States, that no human has ever seen. Well, that would be in between Africa and Australia. I think that somebody might have seen it. But then everyone else, other people will say that, oh, he's a Freemason. It's all part of the plan. Well, I agree. He is a Freemason. And I believe that the Freemasons have a code. It's called Revelation of the Method, where they always have to tell us what they're doing. So I think that he told us what happened. I think he came and told the truth because he had to.
Yeah. I think that, I'm a Mason, just throw that out there.
But you're a Mason. Oh boy. They're going to come after you in the show. The comments are going to be wild. So
I know it's okay. I really don't mind. We don't have to get into that, but I just urge people to go ahead and do a little research on Opus Dei, take all those conspiracy theories, replace Freemason with Opus Dei, and fully understand what that is. And, we'll stick on flat earth. That's a whole nother story that we can get into one of these days, though, if you want, and so let's do an introduction, like say this is a Flat Earth 101 in college. You're the professor and I'm the student.
Okay. All right. Well, we can go back to the beginning, but This is him on the news show,
Yeah.
1959 or whatever it was. And look what he's got behind him. He's got a flat Earth map with a
Yep.
clock, because the sky is a clock. That we live in this big clock. And when you look at that in the heliocentric model, it makes absolutely no sense
Yeah.
whatsoever. So when people say, well, what is flat Earth? I say, what is the globe Earth? This is the globe model. Remember, they taught us in school all the
Yeah.
planets go around the sun.
Yep.
We're spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. That's faster than the speed of sound. So when you're watching the sunset, it's not setting. You're falling over backwards faster than the speed of sound.
So that's how that would have to work.
That's if you're on a ball,
Yeah.
you're watching the sunset, you're here, you're falling over backwards faster than like, it's so stupid that when you think about it, you said at the beginning of the show before we started, I'm not a flat earther because I never really thought about it.
Yeah.
Right. And that's how they get us. They get us to the point where they kind of just pointed out it's so stupid that no one ever thinks about it. We're orbiting at 66,000 miles an hour, and we're chasing the sun at 500,000 miles per hour.
Yeah.
And then this entire system's moving sideways at 2.2 million miles per hour, right? So we're moving in 4 directions at once, speeding up and slowing down, curved trajectories, and we don't feel it.
Sense, really.
No, it makes no sense whatsoever.
When you put it on the screen like this, in the way that you're making it move, like it doesn't, like you can see it. That one where it was twisting up in all the different directions.
Like this. This is what's going. And so the sun is moving 4.5 billion miles a year, never to return to where it was before. So it never returns where it's going before. So we're moving. Now, they tell us in our solar system that the stars are mostly binary, like 80% of them are orbiting each other while they're moving. So everything's moving like a fucking rock thrown into a beehive, right? But this is parallax. When something's close to you and something's far, and when you move, they change positions, right?
Yeah.
Right? That's parallax. The one closer moves faster.
Yeah.
Right? But never once in all of history have 2 stars ever changed positions. Isn't that weird?
It is. And I don't understand how there wouldn't be catastrophic explosions in the sky either. That's another thing I kind of thought about.
Well, there's everything so far away. The stars that we're looking at are billions of light years away. Nonsense. This is NASA's hypersonic sled track. It goes by a Mach 8.6. You can't even see it. Ready?
Yep.
Here it comes again. Ready? And can't even see it.
Yeah.
Right? And so you have to believe we live on a lumpy rock surrounded by water that's curved. No one's ever seen curved water at rest.
Yeah.
And surrounded by high pressure air adjacent to a vacuum, a void. You can't have high pressure next to low pressure without a container.
Yeah.
Like I say, hey, come over for a barbecue, bring the propane, but I don't like containers. Can you just bring the propane?
Yeah, well, that definitely wouldn't work out very well.
Here's a side view. Just watch how fast the thing goes. Watch again, right? So the Earth is moving 10 times faster than that in one direction, curved, and 100 times faster that in another direction, right? Yeah. But when we go out into nature, we see this. What does that say, right? This is going on while we have lakes like this.
Yep. Yeah.
Right? And people, the default response is, well, on an airplane, I could drink a glass of water and go to the bathroom, right? Everyone says that. Everyone has that in their head. They're going to say it, right? But if you want to compare the airplane to the slowest motion of the Earth, you have to double the speed of the airplane. So it's going 1,000 miles an hour. You have to remove the outer shell of the airplane because the Earth doesn't have an outer shell. And you have to nosedive at a mile per minute just to follow the curve of the Earth, or you're going to fly out into space.
Yeah.
That's just the spin of the Earth, right? Let me know how your water's doing. So, and the other problem is I'm going to ask you questions and you're going to get them all wrong, but don't feel bad because I got them all wrong too. Okay. Right. When I was first asked and I even told you some of the answers already, and you're probably not going to remember them. What is the diameter of the Earth?
I didn't hear that one. It's
I didn't say that one.
I'm not 100% sure. I know. I mean,
what's the circumference of the Earth?
So
how far is the Earth from the sun?
The sun, like 4 million miles or something like that.
Close, 93 million miles.
Oh shit.
Okay. All right. And so all of these things about the globe that people will defend, they don't even know them. Flat
Yeah.
earthers know your model, right?
Yeah.
Right. Flat earthers know your model. So if a balloon, so we got the earth and it's spinning, right?
Yeah.
So if you're on the equator, you're moving at about 1,000 miles an hour because the earth is just over 24,000 miles around. It spins once a day. You're going a little over 1,000 miles an hour. Okay.
Mhm.
So if you're in a balloon, I'll turn the equator sideways, and you're in a balloon and you go up. If the earth is spinning, you've got to spin with the earth, but you have to go faster because you have to make a bigger circle. You have to make this circle, right?
Yeah.
Which is higher. So that balloon
That's
would
a
actually have
shit.
to speed up. So this balloon here that we're at 120,000 feet was up for 3.5 hours. The earth is spinning to the east. So it should land 3,000 miles or more to the west.
The other way, yeah.
It's going to spin out from underneath it.
Oh, man.
But it landed 80 miles east of where it took off from. So it ran up, it sped up faster than it needed to stay over where it was and landed in front of where it took off. It landed 80 miles east because of wind currents.
Yeah.
But there's no 1,000-mile-an-hour wind currents up there.
I never even thought about something like that before.
No, we're taught never to think about this. How do you become a college professor? How do you become a professor?
You follow the status quo and you get through school and you
memorize and regurgitate and don't question anything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
So if I could write the book of bullshit and give it to you and you studied it and you get 100% on it, I'll give you a diploma and a degree that says you are an expert in bullshit. And if anyone ever questions you when you're telling them bullshit, you could say, here's my degree. Where's yours?
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
that's the world we live in.
This thing really is kind of starting to catch my attention more now because, you know, I really follow like esoteric history, kind of the pre-diluvian ideologies and things aren't what they seem to be, and they're not telling us the truth about any of human history. And I can't wrap my mind around why, because I know based on things that I've read and studied throughout my life that what they're saying is wrong. Robert Schoch at the Sphinx proved that what they were saying was wrong. Solon, you know, his stories about the Atlanteans, they lie about all this stuff. And now this big mind-bending mathematical freak of nature called the flat earth is like, it falls right into that category, you know. And I don't know, again, I don't mean to go take it way off course, but why lie? I just don't.
I'll hit you with why the lie in 2 seconds. But you said that the flat earth is this big mathematical freak of nature. No, it's not. Flat earth is just there. It's obvious. Things are in front of you because they're in front of you, right? The globe has crazy refraction. Behind the curve, but it's refracting up and it's stopping, you know, and all the points in between are refracting up all the perfect amounts so everything looks level, but it's really curved. Okay, that's the mathematical freak of nature, the globe.
Let me retract that and say that the heliocentric mathematical freak of nature that you just showed me, not the, but you equate it with it. But go,
no problem, no problem, dude. We're on the same page. And then you were just talking about our history a little bit, how things are a little weird. There's write this down. Old World Order. Right? Old World. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Oh, you watched it?
Hibbler. It was
it was Sean Hibbler. You got it. Beautiful. It's on my website, flatearthdave.com. There's a banner. Click it, watch it. Anyone that hasn't watched it yet, watch it. It's an intro. It's 101. There's more stuff. There's more deep stuff. And then there's a channel called My Lunch Break.
Yeah.
Which I highly recommend. But when you start looking at the old world, this was built with horse and buggies before power tools and cement plants and anything. And it's like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy once you see this stuff. So
Angkor Wat. Angkor Wat was supposedly built in the Stone Age.
Right.
That's fucking ridiculous.
And there's also 1,000 years of missing. They've added 1,000 years to our timeline. I just
heard that.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's good.
I haven't. It was I think he mentioned it first in this. I think so. I can't remember, but I just was watching something else on that.
It might be in there. This is my app, the Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app, which bypasses all the algorithms and everything. And if you click the Tataria button, which is the Griffin, the old world button, there's all sorts of stuff here. You're far enough in where I'm going to recommend this video right here. Okay.
Hold on, let me get this phone. I'm gonna get this app right now while we're on this.
No, you don't have to download it right now. Just go to flatearthdave.com and
Okay.
download it right there. But right here, it's
Yeah.
the history of flat Earth. The first video in that list is 5 hours.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Who the hell can watch a 5 hour video, right? But
Yeah.
I guarantee if you watch 10 minutes of it, you better have 4 hours and 50 minutes available because you're not going to walk away. You're
Yeah.
not going to walk away. I didn't want to watch it, but then I ended up just turning it on at like 11 o'clock one night. Next thing I know, it's 4 a.m. I'm
Yeah.
like, what the hell just happened? Then I
Yeah.
took care of what I needed to that day. I came back and I watched it again. Okay.
Oh, wow.
I watched the whole thing twice in one day, 10 hours, right? That sounds insane, but that's just the beginning. That's
Yeah.
just the beginning. My lunch break, I got to plug him every friggin' show. He's on YouTube. You can just find him. He's on Rumble. He's on Odyssey. He's everywhere.
I've heard about him. I was
yeah.
actually gonna email him and I totally forgot about it.
Yeah, he's the man. Watch him. It's Kenny, and he is amazing. And he's in Old World Order. He's in there. So again, Old World, Flat Earth, it's all tied together, right? And so why the lie? In the app, if you hit the question mark button, that brings you to the FAQ page. This section right here, why the lie?
Yeah.
Is the videos that YouTube won't show you, right?
I can't believe I didn't know about this app. God damn.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
The app is limited. Full disclosure, the app is a one-time price, $3.
Yeah.
It has all and everything comes with it, except there's like a profile section. I'll show you if I go to here, if I click the profile. It's kind of like the Facebook thing where excuse me. You have friends, you can message people, you can there's all sorts of stuff you can do, but to use, I mean, to you can view this stuff, but to use the messaging and create a profile, you have to be a subscriber. And ready for this, Tommy? The subscription is $11 a year. All right, $11 a year. And again, you can also get it for free by referring people. But the Friend Finder, which right now is offline, so if you download it, the Friend Finder is not going to work for a couple of days because we're upgrading it. But I'm just going to show you. This is where I live, and it's going to show you all the people that have the app around me.
Oh, wow.
Right now, these are orange dots right now. They'll be blue later, but I just moved it. So these are all the people floating around me. So I can click on any one of them and message them and say, hey, I'm doing a meetup. I can send out a radius message. I say, okay, everybody within 50 kilometers, and that's going to be 600 or 426, I think it says. So if I click this, I can send a message to all of them. Hey, I'm having a meetup at Joe's Bar and Grill Saturday, 4 o'clock. And then all these cool people show up.
Yeah.
So
that'd be cool to be a fly on the wall. I'm definitely getting it. I'm definitely
all right. And Tommy, right here, just remember, once you're in everything, click the middle button here, which will look differently. And this is your referral page.
Yeah.
And you'll have a random number here. Just change it to anything up to 7 characters. Maybe Tommy. I bet Tommy's available. Yeah. And then anytime you tell someone about the app or someone's watching this and they download it, it'll ask the first thing it says, do you have a referral code? And type in Tommy. You get a point. Every 11 points will get you a free subscription for a year. But you also earn Dome cryptocurrency.
Yep.
Right? And the amount you earn right now from now until Christmas is worth more than $3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So you earn that immediately. But we're actually just announcing it now. No one knows. You'll be the first to hear that we're double points between now and New Year's. Between now and New Year's, you get 2 points and double the crypto. Kind of crazy, but
link in bio, everybody, or link in the description.
Yeah. So we're just gonna go out and say, check the comments in case Tommy's not available. But Tommy is your referral code. So if anyone downloads it, put in Tommy, and then Tommy gets some credit. Tommy will get some. Oh, yeah, baby.
I'm super interested. Back to the big lie. Look, what do you think? Okay, first, what's the firmament?
The firmament is so you can't have air pressure without a container, right?
Yeah.
You got a box of air in a room with no air. As soon as you open it, it's gone.
Air is gone.
Open up a soda can, instantly equalizes. So air pressure equalizes. So there is some sort of containment, and now biblically, there's all sorts of descriptions of it. They call it the firmament. They say it's like a looking glass and it's reflective, and they talk about all sorts of stuff, but it's some sort of container over us. And that's why space travel is not real. They can't get above it. And when you have a rainbow, it's reflecting the shape of the mirror above. You can't have a rainbow without a reflective surface. Here's a rainbow in Canada, nice and tall. One in Australia, which is not as far away from the pole, and so it's a little shorter. And then in Antarctica, really short.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's because it's reflecting the off of the dome, and
so that's the very end in Antarctica.
Yeah, that's the end in Antarctica, and there's
Wow.
Encyclopedia Americana from 1958, I think, had a thing in Antarctica. It said that at 80 degrees south, or 80 degrees south, that the dome ceiling is at 13,000 feet.
Wow. That's airplanes are supposed to fly at cruise at 30,000 feet.
Right. And someone just took this picture the other day. I don't know what it is, man. It's lightning striking, but look at this light area. It's kind of cool. Not sure how to explain that, but it's sure looking a little domey to me.
Yeah, that looks like that's actually super trippy looking.
Yeah, super trippy.
It doesn't even look like the lightning is coming from anywhere, really. I mean,
yeah, it's interesting. It's kind of like it's kind of like a rainbow.
So actually, hold on. I'm sorry. I don't want to jump off. But I saw a video the other day. Some dude runs out of his house and they tell him bring his camera. He's got this super high powered camera, and the moon was turning green and red and blue. And he gets up there and he takes the picture, and like electrostatic discharge, huge, just lightning bolt looking stuff.
I did see that, and I don't know if it's real. I don't know. I wasn't there. I wish other people had filmed it. You got one person. There's so much fakery out there. I'll default, even if it matches my suspicions and matches flat Earth. I'm going to just assume it's fake until I can prove that it's real, because
I'll get it.
There's so much fakeness out there. It's ridiculous. Here, there's a glass dome over here. This is just one model, right? The sun and the moon are within it. They circle around, and then the Antarctica, which is the highest land on Earth, contains the water, right? Water needs containment. You can't have a pond unless the pond has sides higher than the water, right?
So Antarctica's in the middle?
No, Antarctica is the shoreline around the world.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
What is this one? Right. Oh, that's it. This is a whole other thing about the lights in the sky. So these are sundogs, right? You've seen sundogs, right?
No, I've never seen that.
Yeah. So you see these mostly in the north, where you have these sundogs, which actually match. They actually match if you put a glass bowl down and put a light, shine a light like it's the sun, it'll actually match. Right. Here's some other sundogs. So there is some sort of firmament up there, but again, we haven't been able to go up there and tell. This is called the coffee cup caustic. And so you have your source light, but this is the light patterns that it makes.
Yeah.
And we see these same kind of patterns in the how the light wraps around on a flat Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How big do you think the shoreline, the Antarctic shoreline, how wide is it? I also saw another video of somebody in a boat going into a tunnel, but I think it was AI, but it looked like it was a trip under the ice shelf in Antarctica.
I don't know. I haven't seen that, but there's a lot of nonsense out there. But how big is it? So they tell us Antarctica is a continent at the bottom of a globe, and it's 11,000 miles around, right? But anytime someone tries to circumnavigate, the last person to do it successfully was Captain Cook, and it took him 3.5 years. And he went over 68,000 miles.
Wow.
Right. As I was telling you before, water needs containment. If the side of your pond was lower than the water, the water would flow away. Yeah. Well, here's the average height of all the continents in the world. This is Antarctica.
Where'd you get that at?
This is just stats. Just put average height of continents all over the world, and you'll find that information. So
I've never
Antarctica,
go ahead. Yeah.
Antarctica is the highest continent in the world.
I never knew that or have seen that. We're all told Mount Everest is
Oh, Antarctica has mountains higher than Everest.
what?
This is just the average elevation of the plateau, right?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's just a couple hundred feet above the ocean, but no other continent is like it. Is like that. The average elevation,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Um,
This is a Wikipedia and a CIA Facebook page.
well, there's all sorts of information like that.
Yeah.
You know, and this, they want you to believe that, oh, the flat earth, you fall off the edge of the earth, but no, you get to the edge of the earth, and this is Antarctica, and we're not allowed to independently explore there. Antarctica is like the side of a lake, right? Here's the side of a lake. Yeah. Well, here's the side of our lake, our world pond.
Yep.
And Antarctica is just what holds the water in.
Why
right?
is it? Why can't people go? I remember in maybe the 80s or something, there was independent scientists or some stuff going on down there.
Well, there's all sorts of stuff going on down there, but out there, there's no free independent exploration of Antarctica. They'll take you to that very little tip off of South America. They'll charge you 30 or 40 grand for a couple days, freeze your ass off, watch some penguins, see some ice, and then they kick you out. But no one's allowed to go explore, right? And every time you ask for a picture of Antarctica, they're all CGI. Those are just clearly CGI nonsense. And then, in 1959, after Admiral Byrd did his thing, immediately they come up with the Antarctic Treaty, and all the countries in the world that are fighting over resources and everything, they all agree, oh no, we can't disturb the penguins or the ice. This is before environmentalism was even a word. Okay.
Yeah.
And everyone agrees that there's no independent exploration of Antarctica. Yeah. Right? Suspicious.
It is super suspicious.
Yeah.
And what Admiral Byrd said is suspicious.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And let me go here. I could pull it up faster. Where is it? So on the app, if I go to the images section and I type in Antarctic Treaty, there we go. So this is the Antarctic Treaty. We have these 8 bases all around the world. Remember the Falkland Island War? I think this is the Falkland Islands, right? Yeah. Why did we care? Because they want bases here. These are military bases run by the Crown, and they stop anybody from going to Antarctica. This is the shoreline of our world. This is 60 degrees south, this pink line, and no one's allowed to independently explore. They'll let you go right here to that little tip. They bring you ready to an island called Deception Island.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and there's a second island they take you to, Rothschild Island.
Oh.
Right? Isn't that weird?
That's super weird. The fact that you mentioned the Crown.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand the Crown is still the most powerful entity on earth, and almost everybody's subject to it.
Right.
People don't know that. Even Americans.
Right.
We're subject to the authority of the Crown and the Vatican, the Empire of 3 cities,
Yeah. So, what if this is a top-down look? Antarctica could be bigger than all of the rest of the land combined. The question is, what's out there, right? And again, we don't need to speculate what's out there to prove the Earth is flat. We can do that right here. But I do like speculating. What if the world was set up like this, right? Here we are, America, South America, Africa, Australia. What if Antarctica is just a couple thousand miles or wide, and then there's more ocean and there's more land?
You know what that looks like? That looks like the description of Atlantis.
Well, let's say this is Atlantis. This would be extra land, extra territory, extra terra. So if somebody lived on this extra terra out here and came to visit, we'd say they're an extraterrestrial from the outer space.
Yes. Hey, wait a minute. There you go.
And how far is that? This is 5, 10,000, 20,000 miles. Big deal. Right?
Yeah, that's absolutely.
A day trip. Okay. But the closest star in our galaxy, to our solar system, is 25 trillion miles away. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
you know how far that is? Your
Yeah.
mind is unable to comprehend that. If you're traveling at a mile per second
Yeah.
for 1 trillion seconds, you've gone 1 trillion miles, mile per second,
Yeah.
1 trillion seconds. How long was that? How long is 1 trillion seconds? You want to take a guess? If you guess it within 1 week, I'll give you a Bitcoin.
Oh shit! There's no way to speculate that the human
Well,
mind can barely wrap itself around it.
yeah. You want to take a guess on how long 1 trillion seconds is?
We would go, um, it'd be somewhere around 600. Well, you'd have to take it down to a 600 billion minutes or something like that.
31,000 years.
Oh, 31. So yeah, 31,000.
31,000 years. Think about that. 1 trillion seconds is older than I think the Earth is. The Earth has not reached its trillion second birthday yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the closest star is 25 times a trillion miles away.
Even at the speed of light, it would take a million years to even see the
well,
light.
not a million years. It would take a long time. We're going 100,000 miles an hour, which nobody can even conceive of. It would take us 28,000 years to get to the closest star, and then the next star is magnitudes farther. Space is just diluting creation. We are at the center of creation. This is back to your question right at the beginning. Why would they lie? And it's because they want to dilute creation. They want you to believe that you're an insignificant speck flying through an infinite universe, that we're running out of resources, we're overpopulated, the asteroids are going to take us out. They want you living in fear. They don't want you understanding who you are and the true power that we have. They don't want our minds to be able to create through seeing things, right?
Yeah. That's why they destroyed and burnt documents of historical significance throughout the world during the time of exploration, the great explorations and stuff like that. And they destroyed so much knowledge because they don't want you to know what or who you are.
Right. They don't want you to know the true power that you have. They want the government to govern, to control. Meant is the mind wants to be on top of God, above you.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
God,
with that.
then you, and then maybe you let the government stand under your feet if they can provide a purpose, but they don't.
Yeah.
Right. So that's it. And what they do is they've hijacked creation, they've diluted the creator, and they've created their own ball field. And if you're playing on their ball field, you have to play by their ball field rules.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with that. And to me, that's the exact reason why they're hiding all the infinite, amazing knowledge that's out there. And, they don't allow anybody but themselves to access that, and that sucks.
100%, 100%. And so, and how they do this is they indoctrinate us from babies. Yeah. Right? You ever try to take a ball away from a baby? Right? Oh, yeah. You think that's bad? Yeah. Try taking it away from a person that's put their whole life around it, right?
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And nobody wants to take that time and effort because, Tommy, you started looking into this. It's a little more effort than laying on the couch watching Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, but how awesome is it? Like everything you watch, you want to watch more. You're becoming addicted to learning, right?
Yeah.
Right. But they want us in a state where we just want to watch stupid sitcoms and nonsense and sports and drink. Right. Nothing wrong with having a little fun here and there. Right. But this learning about this world and the true potential that we have and that we live in a soul system.
Yeah.
Right. This is a system built for souls to have experiences. It's amazing. It's beyond what we can even comprehend.
Have you ever heard of Edgar Cayce?
Hell yeah.
The written explanation of the Akashic record, the way that it is written, but the way he says it, he talks about it like floating, like, in on a level plane right above us, and we can all access it, and that's that.
Have you heard? So in the homeschool section, I can't show you on my phone because I have a test version.
Yeah.
But I have a homeschool section and there's all sorts of learning stuff on there. Have you heard of a guy? I'm just spacing on his name for a second. What the hell is his name? I just having a brain fart. Man.
What'd he do?
No, this is a guy. He does outer body traveling.
Yeah.
He's an
Astral
outer body.
projection or whatever.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he's here. What he calls the great work, and it is to explore to wake people up to their true purpose and the fact that we should be living in love, not in
Yeah.
fear. And the government controls us with fear. Everything is fear based. Fear is false evidence appearing real.
Yeah.
My brain fart is over. His name is Darius J. Wright.
Let me grab a pen. Oh, it's right there.
Well,
Give me just a second.
yeah. Okay. Take a pen break.
Sorry, I got all kinds of studying to do. I got to make sure. I can't believe I always have my pen and pad next to me, but there.
Yeah, but if you get the app, just hit the homeschool button. It's the first section in there.
Oh yeah,
Darius J. Wright. Watch a couple of his videos. He, listen. If you're not ready for him, it's not going to make sense for you. But you seem to be ready.
Yeah.
To hear this information, and it's quite fascinating.
I can imagine, I've gone down some rabbit holes and I still do, even to this day, and a lot of it is like the fraternal orders, keepers of the light, the the groups who have been fighting against a lot of the madness that's being exposed today, and from behind the scenes. I'm infatuated with it. But anybody who has who can help me progress and in a positive way, I'm with it. And we should be living out of love, and we absolutely should.
Yeah, that's what we're doing here. But we all agreed to come here and have this experience, kind of with amnesia, and it's an amazing. We have so many opportunities here to do so much, but people are just living in a fluoridated stupor, and they have no idea what's going on. They're doing crazy stuff. All the countries in the world that we're all fighting and everything, right? It's all division, divide and conquer, right?
Yeah.
The division, they're all in on it together, but they all agree on two things. Nobody could explore Antarctica or the North Pole independently, and everybody has to get the thing stuck in their arm, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know how you feel about that, but that's just another psyop, right?
Yeah.
And just a little note, thing. There's now life insurance companies. There's lots of people that are unaliving themselves right after getting the thing in their arm.
Yeah.
And the life insurance goes, well, it's a medical experiment and we don't cover medical experiments. So you're not covered. So they're denying all of these life insurance.
I just actually
and the fact that the side effects are well known because they're out there, because they always tell us what they're doing. And you voluntarily took a medical experiment. Therefore, your insurance is void.
Rona was invented, dude. It was invented in the 60s. There's documentation, like there's a paper trail.
Careful what you say. Careful what you say for YouTube, just so we don't get striked.
But they, whatever that shit is called, they had there's a literal documented. I'll have Catalyst fix that, but there's a literal paper trail, and in the milky stuff was already there in the 90s. When they did the 90s trials, and also in the early, or the 2008 to 10ish during that experiment that they pulled. And so it's been there, and there's documented paper trails on it, and it's all a lie. It was the biggest financial grab and power grab in the history of mankind, I think.
Let me show you another thing. About the Georgia Guidestones? Where are you located?
I'm from California.
All right,
but I definitely do know about the Georgia Guidestones. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So besides the 10 Commandments on there, which is a whole nother show, there's a little hole right in the center stone, like the thickness of a straw. And when you look through it, you can see Polaris, and it never moves, right? So they tell us that we're moving 4.5 billion miles a year, but Polaris is so far away that it doesn't move over thousands and thousands of years.
That's so crazy you say that.
So that's an argument that you can just have all day. But the problem is they also tell us that the pole is wobbling, that the earth wobbles, right? And it wobbles 1 degree every 76 years. Well, 1 degree in the sky is measured full moons side by side would be 1 degree.
Yeah.
Right. Georgia Guidestones were built in 1981.
Yeah.
And they've been for over 40 years. And we went there and we said, look, you could still see Polaris because the pyramids in Egypt have a shaft, which is no longer, they point towards Polaris, yeah. But they say when they built it, it was pointed towards Thuban, but it just happens to point towards Polaris right now. And that's another argument that we could just argue back and forth all day. However, the Georgia Guidestones were up for over 40 years. That means the Earth has wobbled a half a degree, which is the moon width and a half, and Polaris would no longer be in that hole, but it was. So we started putting out videos. They started going super viral, and all of a sudden, boom, terrorists blew them up. And 3 hours later, they bulldozed it, stole the time capsule, and there was no investigation, and everybody forgot about it.
Yep, like it was. We all know who did that. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, the people know who did that. It wasn't no terrorist. It wasn't some sycophant. It was an agent of whoever, is calling the shots.
Are you familiar with Coral Castle?
Yeah, I know. Oh yeah. I've dug deep in this.
Yeah. Have you seen the observatory, the North Star sighting there? So this thing right here is a hole, and there's a wire X in it. Yeah. There's a wire X, right?
Yeah.
And when you go over here to this thing and you look through this hole, Polaris will be either here or here or here, right? It moves because Polaris makes a little tiny circle. Look, it's actually this small. Yeah. It makes a little circle. It barely moves, but just think about this. We're corkscrewing through space. Yeah. This thing's been for how long? And Polaris is right there. How did he build this? How did he
told
get
us
this?
how?
Yeah. Well, how did he line it up so perfectly?
He learned he said I learned the secrets of the pharaohs.
Yeah.
And so I mean he didn't tell us what the secrets are, but that's how.
Right. But again, this proves that the Earth is not moving. So this is going to be blown up any day soon. it's going to disappear. And
what's the significance of Polaris?
Well, Polaris is just our North Star.
Okay.
And this is the funny thing, right? Polaris is our North Star, but that means that that our pole points toward it. So if you think about it, Polaris is not important to any other continent and any other planet, right? Polaris is just a random star that we point at, right? So if this is a solar system, right? And we'll go like this. Here, boom. So here's the Earth over here, right? So if this is our pole and it's pointing towards Polaris up here, Polaris is just a star that's only important to us. It doesn't mean anything to all these other planets that are all tilted on different angles, right? Yeah. Like this planet here, its North Star could be over there. And this one here.
Yeah.
Right? Like this one here, its North Star could be over there. And this one's over here. So North Stars mean nothing to any of the other planets, right? Yeah. So what are we taught? These planets, they're all orbiting what? Earth or the sun?
The sun.
They're orbiting the sun.
Yeah.
And we're told 2,000 years ago we had a different North Star. But here's something really funny. All of these planets and this asteroid all orbit Polaris.
Really?
Now, if you think they all orbit Polaris, every luminary in the sky, the sun, the moon, Halley's Comet, all of the planets, all of the stars, everything circle Polaris.
I got a super dumb question.
Go.
Is there any place on Earth where you cannot see the North Star, Polaris?
Absolutely. South of the equator, right around where the equator is, you can't see it. But let's say you and I are in a Home Depot.
Okay.
And there's lights in the ceiling and the lights are just randomly put up there. So they're on all different patterns. Now let's expand that Home Depot to be 20 miles long. Okay. And you go walk, you're 5-10 miles away from me. I can't even yell to you anymore. So I call you on the phone and I say, hey, look up. What lights do you see? And you're describing the lights. I'm like, I don't see any of those lights. Yeah. I see completely different lights over here. Right. Because over in like a mile, the ceiling and the floor will touch from our point of view. They'll just, right? So the reason you can't see Polaris from the south is because it's too far away.
Okay.
The
So
ceiling is low. But here's the thing. On a ball, you can have different weather conditions that would, atmospheric conditions that'll restrict how far you can see. But if air was perfectly clear, there's a limitation to how far you can see because of the physical curvature. So you can never see farther than the physical curvature would allow. However, Polaris has been spotted as far as 30 degrees south, and the Southern Cross has been seen from Texas often.
So,
right? This is impossible on a ball.
Yeah. No, the reason I ask is because that was an argument that I heard when I was kind of crash coursing.
Yep.
Is that well, you can only see Polaris. He didn't say south of the equator. I thought it was.
But let's just say on average, you can never see it south of the equator. Fine. It's just because it's low and it's close.
Yeah.
It's low and close. So, I think I have a little Polaris thing I could show you just to show you. Where is it? Here we go. So here I am. Here I am, and this is Polaris up there, right? Polaris is directly above me.
Yeah.
So it's 90 degrees to the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so if I go over here, now Polaris is 45 degrees.
Well, you just killed their argument pretty much.
Right? And now I go over here and it's 25 degrees.
Yep.
Okay?
That makes
now,
sense,
this is an orthographic view. They're not taking into perspective here. Because an orthographic view, you never see the side of your face yourself, right? So nobody ever sees like this. So this is how it really works. When he moves, Polaris will look to be getting lower and lower. So there's the different angles. Because let's say he's moving backwards towards us, right? Yeah. So here it is above him, and so he's going to move towards the screen. And Polaris will get lower. It'll look lower. There's your 45 degrees, and there's your 25 degrees. And a little farther, it's going to merge into the atmospheric opacity.
Yeah.
Right? If I held a piece of glass in between us, barely see the glass unless there's glare on it, right? But if I stacked 100 pieces of glass together, you couldn't even see through it. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The atmosphere does the same thing. So over distance, the atmosphere becomes opaque. It just literally becomes opaque. And that opaqueness, 10, 20,000 feet of it, compresses into the horizon or your horizontal eye zone.
So if you get, in there's something that kind of, it makes a little sense, because you know what El Nino and La Nina are?
Yep.
In the Pacific. It seems to always build, and so you can kind of tell your weather, but the only way to get them to build the way that they do is dependent on pressure, high, low pressure. Well, how is that system? There's no way it's just gonna,
you can't have air pressure without a container.
Yeah, well, that too. Right? And then it forms at the equator and comes at the so-called equator, and it comes up and expands the weather system, you see? So how, and if it goes from here, and it literally does that. If you ever look at the models, it goes like this. The El Nino and La Ninas go like that. And it doesn't, that's never, ever made sense to me. How is it possible that weather system forms a year in advance down there? And you're going to be in it when it grows, it widens out to the point that it widens out to. It just never has made sense to me.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, that's been a little bit of evidence too, but I didn't put that together until recently. Like
one of the big things that people are going to say, the atmosphere gets thinner and thinner and thinner until it's a vacuum. All right, cool story, bro. But you can't have the atmosphere is a gradient. But if you have half a tank of propane, it's liquid on the bottom, then it's thicker gas in the middle, and it's lighter gas on the top.
Yeah.
But you put a hole anywhere in that tank, it's all gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it equalizes. Excuse me. This line here is level, and we're looking at it from a celestial point of view. It's the path of the sun, right? So I'm running the sun along this line, just showing you that it's a level line. So this could be mountains or the atmospheric cloud deck or whatever, but I'm above
Yeah.
it. Excuse me. I'm above it. Now I have a terrestrial camera on the counter where I started from. I'm going to show you what it looks like from a terrestrial point of view. Remember, this line is level,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Now watch. This line is level and it does not go below this opaque thing,
Yeah.
but it is. And it looks like it's setting below it. It's just going beyond it. I'm going to zoom in. Watch this line. Look, this line is level,
That's a trick.
right?
Yeah.
And this is above this. But in the distance, that's your horizon, right? So watch. This is just going away. This is the sun. What's it going behind here? This is called the atmospheric deck of opacity. And it's just going beyond it, just like this went beyond it, right? It's
Yeah,
just
no,
going beyond it. And so your horizon is never at eye level. It appears to be at eye level, but it's 10, 20,000 feet above your eye level. And something just goes beyond it. It goes beyond it, right?
And
Because
you also
if this
made
was
that
your
point.
horizon
Yeah.
and I move the sun beyond it, it's set.
Yeah.
Oops. And I lost my
You
son.
also made the point about what you were saying about Home Depot.
Yeah.
You know, it was way smaller. Look how big it gets.
Yeah.
And then, so that's a linear, it's linear, you know, it's not, you know, so
And so that's just in my kitchen without any atmospheric optics. But if you add atmospheric optics in here, so we got the atmosphere when it has moisture in it is like a magnifying glass. And look at the sun. It's going down below the table, right? This is what the camera's filming. This is just a magnifying lens.
yeah.
And we're just dragging this thing away. And look, it looks like it's going to rise. It's going level.
Huh.
It's level.
That's a trip. I never
Yeah.
thought about
See,
this. Like,
look at this candle. Am I pulling it down below a table?
you're
am
moving
I?
it along, right?
I'm just moving it away. I'm going to show you side view, right? Here's the camera. Here's the lens, and here's the candle. I'm just pulling it away, and this is what we're seeing from the camera.
Yeah. Holy shit. That's a trip. I never thought
Right?
about stuff like this. This is
No,
genius experimental shit right here. It's
Yeah.
so simple. It's fucking genius. You
Yeah,
know?
and let me show you one other one that people say, well, the Earth is flat. It's gonna be light all the time. So now that I don't have my sun anymore because I dropped it, this is the sun. If the Earth is spinning, the sun would go down, 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 and the Earth is spinning. It would always move at the same pace, right? 15 degrees per hour. Boom, and it would just go down because we're spinning, right? So this is my drone, super clear, cold day, no humidity. And the sun went down, 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 and then it stopped and it sat here for 10 minutes. Now, my friends are at the beach over there, and they said the sun disappeared from the bottom up 10 minutes ago, but I'm still looking at it. Now, what happens is it's moving away at 1,000 miles an hour, and its light can no longer push through that atmosphere.
Yeah.
And it just disappears.
Whoa, that's a trip.
Yeah.
I've never even seen anything like that, really.
Well,
Again,
it's been filmed. I filmed it multiple times. I live streamed it. Other people are filming it. In the app,
yeah.
there's a button called More Resources, and there's a whole section in there. By the way, on the app, when you get it, it looks confusing at first, but it's really easy. Look at the picture, the buttons, because it's universal language. But if you're not sure what a button does, like this one, it's got a open book on it. What do you think that is?
Study.
Okay. If I long press any button, it tells me this is the book section, right? So if you long press on any button, it'll tell you what it does. The one with a home and a desk, it's the homeschool section, right?
Yeah.
So that's how you learn how to use the app. But if you hit the More Resources button, which is the one that looks like a spider web, here's the sun fade out section. It's on the bottom row.
I'm gonna definitely check that out too. You got so
Yeah,
much
you're gonna love it.
Our next visit, I'm gonna have so much more to hit you with.
Perfect.
Let's because I'm like, again, I'm new. You mentioned one of those buttons you popped up. We'll finish. I'll hold the question. Keep going on the app.
No, go ahead. Hit me. What's the question?
You hit a button and it popped up and it said the study button, the book button, the reading button, and it said that the historic references, or I don't know verbatim, to the Earth being flat. Now that's also something that I've heard, right? So you're teaching me all this stuff right now that I've heard, and it's in all of our history, but it stopped around after Galileo ish, right?
In the book section, my favorite section is the more land section. The great books about more land. The biblical section's amazing, right? Kids books. I don't know if you have any kids, but the kids books are amazing. This first one, Who Said the Earth is Flat, and Happus, A Journey. These are about kids that live outside of the ice wall, and they came in and visited the crazy people who live where we live. These are awesome. You need to buy some kids books. The top row here are all amazing kids books. Like, it's Christmas. Let's back those kids. Let's get those kids. And they're great books, but this one is mind blowing. And there's all sorts of stuff in here.
How do us normal people get to the other side over there, or is that extra spiritual? I mean, what is
that's a great question. There's a book in the more land section called The Navigator Who Crossed the Ice Wall. And that book it's super easy reading. It's got pictures. It's good kids book. It's an awesome adult book too. And it's basically the story of Star Wars, but here on flat Earth, right? Let me show you. This map is called the hell's the name of the map? The no Fundin map, I think. So what is this? So we zoom in. This is it's hard to say, but this is all of our continents are in here. Here's Antarctica. Here's more land out here. So this is our local pond, right? And these are other ponds across the flat Earth, right?
Wow.
So a piece of the pond, you might call it a planet, a piece of the plane, right? And some of them are hostile and some of them are friendly, and there's all sorts of stuff. And there's a group of people called the custodians. This is just in a book, real or fake, doesn't matter. That allow travel in between these lands. And they give you, and it sounds just like Star Wars. And they say that anyone that's able to travel, because you mentioned spiritual, you have to be of a certain vibration, they said, to travel in between these worlds. But everyone that travels between these worlds has a connection to the source. What does that sound like? Sounds like the Force.
Yeah.
Literally, there's nothing new under the sun. Every story they tell us is a hero's journey. It's always the same thing. And the story of Star Wars is literally here on flat Earth, right? But they want to dilute your mind and put it into infinitely expanding space.
Well, the universal, it's one. Una is one.
Yeah, the universe. God spoke the world into existence with one verse.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
So it's all one. So that makes a little bit of sense. I can't, it would be so amazing, if it was, because I've read stories and stuff about people who've crossed, not knowing if it's true or not. And it would be amazing to know it.
I agree. And so that's why I spend all this energy waking people up, because we want to free and open exploration of these outer lands. There used to be gigantic airships that hold thousands of people that cruised all around this world.
Yeah.
But they took that away, because with an airship, you can stay in the air infinitely long, and you might be able to go to areas that they don't want you to go to. So they did the false flag with the Hindenburg.
They shot that down.
Yeah, they demonized hydrogen, too dangerous, and NASA controls all the helium in the world.
Yeah.
Right. They're making it very difficult to open up a dirigible company like that. They do all of the heavy lifting, and then I don't know if you looked into radium. Radium is used to be what they what they heated your home with, right? Imagine if you got a device that'll heat your home for 500 generations
Yeah.
and it never runs out, right? But guess what? They have radium engines.
I didn't know
So
about
if you
that.
had a blimp with a radium engine, do you know what the exhaust on a radium engine is?
Probably
Helium.
Helium. Well,
Helium.
yeah.
So you can stay up forever, right? In the homeschool section on the app, there's a radium section. There's a series on radium. This guy does a fantastic job. Check that out.
Sure.
It's phenomenal. Here's the thing, Tommy, you're never gonna have enough time to watch all of the stuff. It just piles in faster than you watch it. So you have to start watching things at double speed. You know about that.
That's what Catalyst does it. It's at first it drove me absolutely nuts, but
now at regular speed people sound retarded.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about so enlighten me on the Flat Earth Society.
Flat Earth Society is a controlled opposition. They want you to fund, like Obama mentioned the Flat Earth Society a half a dozen times when he was president because he wants people to go to the Flat Earth Society, right?
And that's where to get the info.
But nobody believes in that nonsense. You know, the Flat Earth Society, it tells you, if you Google Flat Earth, you're going to get this picture, right? This is from the Flat Earth Society.
Yeah.
This is stupid. This is stupid. No flat earther thinks this, right? But they want you to think that, so you dismiss it and never look at it again.
Yeah.
Right. Flat Earth Society has some good information. Actually, I haven't looked at it in years and years and years, but they have nonsense in there, right?
Yeah.
And because they're trying to control the narrative.
It was when you look it up, like obviously, you can't trust pretty much any search engine anymore, but
right.
when you look it up, that's the first thing that pops up, and the first 50 pages are the Flat Earth Society hoax.
If you Google top 10 reasons the Earth is flat, you're going to get top 10 reasons the Earth is a globe, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. Any good flat Earth video will have a Wikipedia warning under it saying it's discredited, right? And it's been proven wrong, but they never tell you how it's proven wrong because it's never been proven wrong. The trolls follow me everywhere. So they're going to jump into your comments. They're going to say, I'm a grifter trying to steal $3 from stupid people for my app. But you'll notice that their channels, I call them the globe proof channels, because you go to their channels, they have all of the globe proofs there. And by that, I mean they have zero content.
If you don't have a whole shitload of haters and trolls, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway.
So again, just listen. Don't believe what they say, and don't believe what I say. I'm just pointing to the door. You got to go figure it out yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But the app makes it super easy for you to find stuff, and a lot of times you might be stuck in traffic. You might be in a line somewhere. You might have 20 minutes to kill before a meeting or whatever. And you got your app in your hand, bam, you got good content. There's tons of stuff on there. The star button on here, star button, that's other really cool content creators. So you're looking for someone new, hit one of those guys, follow them. There's some guys doing some great work on TikTok and everywhere else.
I just kind of want go ahead.
No, I'm good.
I just kind of want to reiterate to everybody watching, this is the very first Tommy Prophet Flat Earth dive. So I'm learning with you guys. So hopefully anybody who sees this, you guys download the app and learn along with me.
And use referral code Tommy. Make sure you set up your referral code before they do it. Okay.
I will. I'll get in there and do it.
So listen, just I'll give you quick instructions.
Yeah.
On my website, there's a big banner to get the app, and right below the banner, it says how to gift and set up your referral code. Click that if you can't figure it out, right? Because there's videos there that'll tell you how to do it. And just make sure you set that up. You'll learn some dome. You'll have some fun. People will wake up. And you know what? It's not about the dome. It's not about the points. It's not about being on the leaderboard or anything. It's about waking up other people to their true potential. That's what brings me joy, because that's a loving thing, right? Because you're here, and people are caught in the news, which is steering their minds north, east, west, south. News steering your mind, right? And your soul is constantly trying to talk to you, like, hey, do this. And if you're so lost in the sauce, your soul gives up, and then you get depressed. And then you get into drugs and stuff. But when you wake up to the flat earth truth and the truth that our history is complete and total lies, it's inspiring. It's amazing. And
it's motivating for sure. It's absolutely motivating. And your human potential is limitless.
Yep.
And really, I mean, I appreciate that you're giving people any place to start, because again, like for me, I go through history and I know it's not true. I know this stuff isn't true, and this is what I'm being taught. And that's what inspired me to do a lot of the things that I'm doing right now.
In the homeschool section, my favorite podcast, Crow 777 Radios, CRROW777radio.com. He does everything from health to taxation to space to just everything, right? And I tell people, don't send your kids to college, send them to Crow University. Just have them listen to one episode a day for 5 days in a row, right? They can do it while they're kite surfing. They can do it while they're bike riding, while they're gardening. And a bunch of people did it, and their kids are now like inspired. They want to start all types of businesses. They're more equipped for this world than any college education will ever prepare them for, right? So again, there's so much stuff in here. It's mind blowing. But I just tell people just dive in and check it out, and then wake up your friends. It's nothing is more fun than that. FlatEarthDave.com, everything's there. Go to the crash course. If you're not ready to get the app, just watch the crash course videos. And turn off Netflix. Get rid of Netflix. Okay, that's what is Netflix? $20 a month.
After that Jake Paul fight, fuck
yeah.
I'm not watching Netflix ever again. They can.
By the way, I got to watch that fight on YouTube the next morning, and I did it in 5 minutes. I didn't have to stay up all night. I did it in 5 minutes, and I had a better experience than you did.
Yeah. So you get when we go to flatearthdave.com, you get more than just the flat earth ideas. You can find spirituality. You get different kinds of knowledge.
Absolutely.
I'm definitely gonna do it, and I hope everybody else does too.
One last thing. If you think I'm crazy, that means you think the earth is a globe. Therefore, you must have proof. Proof, you 3 Bitcoins.
Prove it. 3 Bitcoins. That's what? $300,000.
$300,000 for one proof of the globe. But before you do it, you got to watch every day. There's a daily video right here. So I know everyone's busy lives. When you're having your breakfast, click the little thumbnail here, watch the daily video, and do that for 2 weeks. At the end of that 2 weeks, if you still think the earth is a globe, before you send me your proof, hit the frequently asked questions button. Make sure it's not answered here. It is. Earth isn't a globe. And sorry to tell you. And then try to come up with another one. But you want to learn about seasons? It's amazing right there. Circumnavigation, why the lie, all good stuff. And all of these videos are being hidden from you. So
right on.
Tommy, good job, man.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on. One last thing. Explain Dome. Give it a breakdown real quick, because I've heard about it 50 times now.
Dome. So the Dome or the Dome cryptocurrency?
Dome crypto.
So it's called domeshot.io. And we created a coin that has utility. The way it's mined is every time you wake somebody up to Flat Earth, if they use your referral code, right now you get 1.5 million Dome. Okay. Right now, there's 1 trillion total. There'll never be more than that. And so it shot up. We expected to have like 100,000 market cap in a couple of months. It went up to 7 million. Okay. Oh, wow. So it pulled back a little bit. Oh boy. It went up, and then it pulled back. And we tell people, especially if you're not into crypto, you need to learn how to do crypto. Here's a fun way to do it. Doesn't cost you anything. You get some free Dome. Nothing wrong with free Dome. You know what I mean? Okay. And you mine it by waking other people up. So we're going to have stuff on the app where you can buy it with Dome. And it's got such amazing potential. And, a lot of people are buying it. I don't tell people what to do. Right. I never even recommend any cryptos, because crypto market is wild. Right. Yeah. I'm a big Hex fan, HEX, right? And it went up to 50 cents. Now it's at like 2 cents. Okay. Yeah. But I also bought it at 0.0001 cents or whatever, so did it crash? No, there's wild fluctuations. Again, learn about crypto wallets, learn about how to move it, because when the banking system crashes, it's going to be a good skill to have, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's going to be a big skill, a skill to move stuff around, and it's not, you know, if you hate crypto, you just don't know what it is, right?
Yeah.
So again, there's all sorts of ways to learn about it. In the shopping section on the app, there's actually a guy, Jaron, from the Jaronism channel that does lessons. I highly recommend you take one lesson, you go from 0 to hero in 1 hour.
Hell yeah. We'll check it out, man. You can find everything Flat Earth Dave on flatearthdave.com. All the links, get the app, sign up. I'm going to put it on there. Dave, man, I really appreciate you coming on. Hopefully we get around to, because now I'm going to go do my homework and I'm going to come back with some heavier questions. This wasn't a question and answer. This was an intro.
Let me tell you what's going to happen, Tommy.
Yeah.
You're going to come back and you're going to be flat smacking me. You're going to go, look at this,
shit.
look at this, look at this, right?
Yeah.
And then you'll have some questions, because I've been doing this for 10 years. I still have questions.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And then hopefully maybe we can get into that secret society conversation
Sure.
Excuse me, one of these times too, man. Again,
Yeah, no problem. If
thank
you want to trigger people, tell them the earth is flat, tell them nuclear bombs don't exist, tell them that taxation is optional.
Yeah, it
right?
is. Yes, it is.
If you want to know, if you want some help with that, just email me. You can find my contact on my website.
Yeah.
And there's some really simple ways to do it. And then what else was the other triggering one? Nuclear bombs, taxation is voluntary, the earth is flat. There's one more that triggers the crap out of people. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah,
right.
we'll get there. Thank you so
right.
much, Dave. Man, I really appreciate you. I can't wait till next time. Everybody check this out, because I'm going to.
All right. See you.
Right on,
Thanks,
Dave.
Tommy.
Thank you.
All right.
I don't know how to stop this though. Shit, what do you do?
There's a record button on the bottom.
Stop recording.
Take 3. Hey, what's up, G?
Zach G mixed it.
Hey. It's the art of revolution.
Push the masses away from the media. Every day it's a new distraction from what matters to me. And you'll get the public together to speak in front of theater with a microphone dangling. Congress tied up and they hearing us like, hey y'all, I'm holding this microphone like a K-dog. And with this A-y'all, I kick the revolution way off. Today's the day, dog. They ain't like us, I'm quoting K-dog. I'm from the days of face-to-face conversations like, wait up, the fake is blatant. We ain't the racist, the claim is baseless. They taking face pics to trade for information, take away your simple basics. The day-to-day Satan worship is taking place. It's your chance to speak your mind and probably your last time. Time is running out, we hustle every day for peace of mind. Cheap and grind, that's what I'm saying when I'm out here getting mine. Get in line, the time to make a difference is not. Push, pull, push, pull. Push out the evil and pull in the truth. I know you got something to say, and now's your time to say it, dude. Like push, pull, push, pull. Push out the evil and pull in the truth. I know you got something to say, and now's your time to say it, dude. Like pull it together, get your notes and take a step up. The road to freedom always begins with a single letter. Are we ever gonna take a chance to get a leg up? The time to use your voice is arisen like it's the 7th. The first step is to let the people know you're fed up. The sword is quite mighty, but the pen will stick the neck better. Don't ever settle and constantly question your surroundings. Shit is always going down around you that you can't see. Thomas Sue and the art of revolution. It's time to spark a conversation and shock the institution. Fuck the system like Kama Sutra propaganda and mass confusion to take away your sight and then leave you blind to honest truth. Give me 2 fingers up, a fuck piece, I'ma see a thumb. Middle one raised up higher than your middle son. Little ones paying the price of silence is within us, giving us no time to react like Chernobyl incidents. Push, pull, push, pull. Push out the evil and pull in the truth. I know you got something to say, and now's your time to say it, dude. Like push, pull, push, pull. Push out the evil and pull in the truth. I know you got something to say, and now's your time to say it, dude. Like
Yes, sir.